to talk about a motorcycle wreck.
What you might call Harry.
I'd had my Harley for about 2 months.
Suddenly shattered by the roar of a motorcycle.
At this point, I was riding to work every day, even though I had never been on a bike before. 2 months before. I was living in Atlanta at the time. Man, I loved Atlanta specifically for the concerts. It was incredible. I grew up in Amarillo. Real concerts came to Atlanta. And I finally got a chance to see a Beatle. Who doesn't love the Beatles? I love the Beatles.
But this one is on a special mission.
Paul McCartney was coming to town. Definitely going to that. And we did. We had some crappy seats. They were incredible seats. The art installation, orbs flying around, and people coming through, it was great. Paul McCartney played yesterday and I cried. And of course, after the concert, it's always so fun. Like-minded old hippies that, want to catch a buzz and hang out in the parking lot after a concert. We had a good time. I probably got home like at 4:30 or something. Of course, I had to be at work at 8. Not a problem. About 7-ish, maybe 6:30, I got up, got ready for work, no big deal. Went and got on the bike and, fired her up, feeling good, thinking about the concert, music playing in my head. It was very cool. It was clean and crisp. Everything was sharp. Plenty of time to get to work.
Traffic is building up.
I pulled out. Got to the stop sign and turned left there. Went almost a mile and a half. I'll never forget. A hunter green, maybe it was, Honda Accord.
The cross streets have stop signs.
I'll never forget the word Accord. But I'm not there. Cruising along, and it's Atlanta, so traffic's thick. People get in a rush. I'm on a main road, all the roads that come to it have a little stop sign. They gotta stop and, But you never know who's late for work.
The good rider thinks ahead. What's round this bend? Well, they say there's one born every minute.
Out this little green car pulled right in front of me. And I remember thinking to myself, oh shit, what a stupid
But
bitch.
here's one who's headed
Touched
for
the
trouble.
brakes.
Did somebody say
Signal?
signal?
Just touched them. Started skidding immediately, on like the morning dew. So now I'm in a situation where I've got this little Honda Accord that's pulled out in front of me, and because she had no business pulling out to begin with, she stopped immediately. And I'm skidding. I don't know if you've ever skidded on a bike, but it's a bad situation. I skidded for, several feet, but I could lean. Kind of steered a bit, and I realized I could lean this thing over and miss this fucking Honda Accord. I remember the feeling of relief when I saw the front forks pass the bumper of the Honda Accord. And I'll never forget that word, Accord. As I remember that my leg sticks out wider than the butt. I remember, like in slow motion, not even knowing at the time what it was, but getting popped in the back of the head, like my father had slapped me for doing something stupid. I applied the clutch, went to downshift with my foot, could not find the shifter. I looked down thinking, oh damn, the shifter's broken. but my leg was just flopping.
To a dead
When I
stop.
realized that I could not downshift my bike, I was already down in second gear, probably third or second gear, but I wasn't going any lower. I aimed for the closest piece of grass and just laid my bike over, no problem. Rolled right off of it. I remember, and here's a little message to the kids. Don't forget to be wearing your helmet. Easy as hell, laid the bike down where I want to.
It'll be scraping the
Right off
ground.
the bike exactly as I planned, hit and roll, and bang! Back of my head hit the curb. Fortunately, I was wearing a helmet. Now I just had like a little pillow to sit there with. Sidebar to that, I'll never forget what the bitch said. Well, my car seems fine. And the bitch left. But whatever. The bike was now laying effectively at my feet. I did not know what condition it was in. My leg, however,
Running wide open.
plain as day. The damn bone was sticking out the side. I couldn't quite see the bike. And I'm trying to get up on my elbows when this guy pushes me back down. Sir, you've been in a bike wreck.
Stress the need for safety.
Oh yeah, I know. Sir, your leg is broken. Yeah, I know. How's the
We
bike?
need to clear the area,
But he doesn't really think he's in the wrong.
Because it was my fucking bike.
and we have injured individuals.
Sir, don't worry about the bike. You're in shock. And he pushed me back down. Quite frankly, if I hadn't been so fucking concerned about my Harley, I might have killed that motherfucker. I say, hey man, I'm not in fucking shock. I know my leg's broken. How's the bike? You're in shock. Sir, stay down. We're calling 911. Please, for the love of God, don't call 911. My God, I can't afford $1,500 for a damn ambulance. It's a broken leg. Whatever the fuck. A wide range of Karens decided that I was in shock.
Now you
Because
know
of
how
broken leg.
Custer must have felt when he looked up and saw all those Indians.
I figured, what the fuck. Started thinking about my Beatles concert that I had gone to the night before. Yesterday. Oh, at some point the ambulance arrives, and at this point it's fucking ridiculous. The damn traffic's so bad, the ambulance can't get there for a long time. I mean, my God. I told the people that I lived right down the street, and my friend would come pick me up if he would just call him. But you know how Karens are. I was in such a euphoric high from truly one of the great concerts that I had seen. And I've seen a lot. I wasn't really thinking about how stupid it would be to get on my fucking bike 3 hours after the Paul McCartney concert. But you know, what are you gonna do? Now I'm in a bad situation. I'm kind of fucked.
For repairs.
I remember while they're actually sliding me into the damn ambulance, suddenly my friend shows up. He wasn't called, he just showed up. Oh my God, I realized that it might be you because you left on the bike to go to work.
And you got yourself a
Yeah,
big,
you know,
long
shit, man,
handicap.
I said, can you get the bike? He said, no problem, man, I got the bike. And as he came by me with it, a couple seconds later, how is the thing? It looks to me like the shifter's broken, that's it. Ironically, I couldn't have shifted it anyway. The whole damn thing cost me $75. Well, the new part for the bike cost me $75. The leg would be $32,000. But I digress. I was thinking about this story a couple days ago when I thought I would, share an offhand story. But it occurs to me how similar that is to what's going on now. What I really want to talk about are how the Republicans have gone to the Paul McCartney concert. My goodness, they're having such a good time. Things are going great. You know, getting all their bills they want, getting all the new tax cuts they want, killing any semblance of good government that we ever had. There wasn't a lot, but they damn sure killed that. And oh, what a good time it is to be had by all. Yeah, they got in late, you know, I mean, what are you gonna do, you know? Had a few drinks, hung out with some friends, heard some kick-ass music, had a good time. It's been a MAGA party for 8 months. It's the next morning, hey, you know, things are going great. Why wouldn't things continue to go great? So, you know, have a massive bill that basically destroys people's health care and their welfare and their social security, and are kind of shocked when people start talking about whatever happened to the Epstein files. Suddenly, there's a Honda Accord. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. You can lean as far to the right as you want. It's not going to get you around Epstein. No matter how much you look down to shift, you know where the shifter is. What the fuck? The bike's not shifting gears. It's not shifting gears right now, and it's not going to. All of MAGA is betrayed with Epstein.
Optimism brings. As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that. Right. So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but it's, yeah. I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry. I'm not willing to allow millions of Americans, people I personally know, constituents in my district, I'm not willing to allow their premiums to double and triple overnight starting in January of 2026.
And building an airbase for Qatar in Idaho? Are you fucking serious? The fuck?
While it may look like no man's land, it...
I understand.
She's a
pay more than $100,000 a month from Qatar and is crooked as fuck. I understand that Donald Trump is getting a $2 billion plane for his library. And he's crooked as fuck.
He's got all the competition he can handle.
But nobody gets a fucking airbase.
Surprisingly few injuries.
Are you serious? Qatar? I fucking can't believe I have to say this, but Laura Loomer is right, you fucking wankers.
Governor Janet Mills blasted President Trump today.
Janet Mills clashed with President Trump, sparring with Maine's governor.
Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Not here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal law.
We are the federal law. You better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't.
The governor said,
see you in court.
See you in court. Judge ordered the Trump administration to unfreeze federal funds for the state of Maine.
There's more mentions of Donald Trump in the Epstein files than there are House Republicans here in Washington, D.C. today.
What it is that popped you in the back of the head.
I am your retribution.
Surprises you.
But when Trump rips away health care from millions of Americans and drives up costs on everything from groceries to housing to trucks and cars, then turns around and gives corporate CEOs a massive tax cut, and Susan Collins helps him do it after she helped him overturn Roe v. Wade.
Calling card of Donald Trump's 2024
I remember seeing that word.
Retribution.
Accord.
As he fended off 4 different indictments and promised to
The
dismantle
very next thing that happened is it hit my leg.
two-tier justice system weaponized
and
against him. He also claimed law and order was absent across the country to bring it back. Nearly 9 months into his second
Because
visit to the
you
White
dumb
House,
shit.
President Trump has been pushing critical
What
agencies like
did
DOJ
you
and Homeland
think
Security
was
to be
gonna happen?
aggressive, instructing ICE to
I hope you had a good party.
undocumented immigrants.
But that shit's over, man.
Very much in it now.
With
Looks
a number
like
of courts questioning,
you're gonna be in a
stretching
cast
the
for a
limits
while,
of his
and
constitutional
you're damn
authority.
sure
It was the second
ain't
time
riding
in a
that
14-day span that Trump's Justice Department
Do
targeted
you
one
feel
of his
like a biker
political
now?
foes. After they secured an indictment
Have
of
we
former
made
FBI
America
Director James
great
Comey
again?
in late September. Both pursuits have come in the wake
Because
of
there's not a
Trump made
goddamn thing
referencing
that's gonna
Jesse
happen.
James and Comey.
At all.
Attorney General Pam Bondi to go after them. This department was
Until
locked in 2 additional
you heal
courtroom
that
battles,
fucking leg.
defending Trump's effort to deploy National Guard
And,
troops in Chicago and Portland.
They are being sent here to
Right
occupy
now,
our
there
city.
seems to be
With
blood
Trump
on
even
the
calling for the
pavement
arrest
there.
of the Illinois
And
governor,
your
J.B.
bone,
Pritzker, and Chicago
which is
Mayor
gray,
Brandon
by the
Johnson
way,
for failing
it's
to
like
protect
almost black
ICE
looking.
officers.
Weird.
Pressure of the final drive is now or never.
Is sticking out the side of your
For National
fucking
Guard
leg.
troop deployment from any other state into Illinois,
Hell, I
saying
got
that
titanium
it
in
would
there
only
still
add fuel
today.
to the fire.
So I guess the moral of this
themselves
story is that
started.
if
It's a talk
That
about
ruling came
LGBTQ
after
identity,
you're
Trump
gonna go
that
to the
include
Palm
characters
Johnny
of color,
concert,
it's
you're
talking
gonna
about race,
party
racism, that
like
include
it's
depictions of sexual experiences,
1971.
broadest
Hence
interpretations
for
of
the
that
excitement.
understanding.
Holy
More
shit,
disruptive to
that
justify a
motherfucker in
federal
his
takeover of the
60s
National Guard.
rocked
That the president's
the
claims
fucking
about the city were
house.
simply untethered to the facts.
I'd do the
As
whole
those
night
cases
and next
unfold,
day
Trump has
again.
again floated options for circumventing
It
the
was
federal
fucking
judicial
worth it.
system.
The Insurrection Act, under what
I
conditions?
wonder if
attorneys
MAGA
would you
feels
vote?
the
I'd
same
do
way.
it if it was
I'm
necessary. So
sure
far, it
they
hasn't
do,
been
man. They got the
necessary,
tax
but we have an
cut, everything they
Insurrection
want.
Act for a reason.
What is the function of this Qatar facility?
wonder
People are wondering, is this an air base?
how
What
they
is
feel about the
Qatar going to be developing in
Air
Idaho?
base being built by Qatar.
Yeah, I saw some reporting about this, Maria. I actually
In
talked to
Idaho.
the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, this morning. This
just
is largely a fake story.
Young kids out there who can't remember.
At the Mountain Home
of the
Air Base in
fucking
Idaho. The
9/11
location
people?
will be host a contingent
From
of
Saudi
Qatari
Arabia.
F-15s.
Shit,
There's
loads of money
reporting
in
that
there,
somehow
too.
there's going to be a Qatari base
almost all
on
the
United
rest of the
States
money
soil. That's just
You're
not
paid
true.
for the 9/11 operation.
I'm not going to discuss
from fucking
anything about that with
Qatar.
you, Senator.
Eventually, you're going to have to answer for
Trump was a fucking
conduct of
traitor.
this, and you won't do it
He started
today.
selling
but
them
eventually you
fucking
will.
chips. Just because they gave billions of dollars
a
to
tape
fucking
in that
Jared.
has audio and
because
video
they sell to
to
China.
transfer the 50,000.
Better luck next
Our
time.
fucking best computer chips, the kind that, guide our F-16s and shit,
All in the game.
to Qatar.
I don't know the answer, Senator.
But now he's letting
Don't
Qatar,
call me a liar.
who deals heavily with
You
China,
just said I know the answer. I said I
to
don't
build
know
their
the
own
answer.
fucking Air Force base? Laura Loomer's right. Didn't we already have an experience?
As you know,
With
it's really important. A lot
fucking
of
Middle
other
Eastern pilots
countries
being trained here?
have threatened
Let's
Greenland,
train them
have
over their
threatened
own
to use its
fucking
territories
desert.
and its
We don't have to
waterways
train
to
them
threaten the
here.
United
We
States,
damn
to
sure
threaten
don't have to train them
Canada.
in Idaho.
Why does it always look like they're
The
trying to sell
fuck
us
are
a
y'all
timeshare?
doing? Sidebar, that's where the majority of our nuclear missiles are. Dipshits. We're gonna let Russian and Chinese fucking allies fly around our largest nuclear base in North America? Man, hope y'all had a good time at that concert. Holy shit. By the way, that was your boot that just kicked you in the back of your own fucking head. Hope you got a friend to pick up that bike. Hope you're not in shock. Laura Loomer's in shock. You goddamn right she is. I'm Zachariah, Lone Star Liberal. Wear a helmet. It's important. Y'all take it easy.
But she also brought in some of our best influencers, people that I care about deeply.
Yeah.
And she gave them these binders and she humiliated them.
Yeah.
They were handed these binders like there was something incredible in
It
them.
is what you would do to an enemy.
Nature is healing. That's great.
Again, I have nothing against Pam Bondi, but if you want to look for the villain in this story, we have found her. She is the person who's she's either lying now or she was lying then. There's no two ways about it.
So President Trump has acknowledged that the Epstein files exist here. President Trump has acknowledged that the files were written and that there is something there. He says that they were written, however, by his enemies and therefore will not be released. Whoa, what? That's new.
Why have you not been able to end the Ukraine war?
Because it's more difficult than people would have any idea.
I'm worried about these files now is the fact that the Biden administration, who in my opinion has a history of corruption, has tampered with these files, and we're never going to get to the bottom of it. I think stuff could have been placed in those files. Do I have proof? Well, no, I don't.
Pubic hair.
I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do.
The biggest load that we've seen. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. Well, then my intelligence community is wrong.
But we also trust our instincts.
Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever.
Whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. Barack Hussein Obama, have you heard of him? This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election.